You will see the joints of the upper limb, okay, starting from the shoulder joint. Okay, shoulder joint is a synovial joint with ball and socket variety. Ball and socket variety. See, this is the glenoid cavity of the scapula. This is the glenoid cavity of the scapula. Articulates with the head of the humerus to form the shoulder joint. It is a synovial joint with ball and socket variety. Okay, glenoid cavity of the scapula articulates with the head of the humerus. Okay, so the joint is covered by capsule, okay, and it's lined by synovial membrane. So here there are three ligaments: coracohumeral ligament, glenohumeral ligament, and transverse humeral ligament. Okay, so the movements, flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, medial rotation, lateral rotation. Flexion by anterior fibers of the deltoid, pectoralis major. Okay, so this is about the shoulder joint. Okay, understand? Glenoid cavity of the scapula articulates with the head of the humerus to form the shoulder joint. Okay, synovial joint with ball and socket variety. Three ligaments: coracohumeral ligament, glenohumeral ligament, transverse humeral ligament. Okay, understand? Okay. Next we see the elbow joint. So elbow joint is a synovial joint with hinge variety. Hinge variety. Okay, it's two movements: flexion and extension. So the humerus on the lower end, it has medially trochlea and laterally capitulum. The lower end of the humerus has medially trochlea and laterally capitulum. So the trochlea articulates with the trochlear notch of the ulna. Okay. Then, so the head of the radius articulates with the capitulum. Okay. The trochlea of the humerus articulates with the trochlear notch of the ulna. The capitulum of the humerus articulates with the head of the radius to form the elbow joint. It is a synovial joint with hinge variety, covered by capsule, lined by synovial membrane. Four ligaments: anterior ligament, posterior ligament, medial ligament, lateral ligament. Two movement: flexion, extension. Flexion by biceps and brachialis. Okay, extension by triceps. Understand?
Yes.
Elbow joint. Understand?
Yes.
Next you have the wrist joint. So in the wrist, then another thing, there are two joints: proximal and distal radioulnar joint. Okay, pronation and supination. Okay, so proximal by the head of the radius articulates with the radial notch of the ulna to form the proximal radioulnar joint. And the distal radioulnar joint, the head of the ulna articulates with the ulnar notch of the radius to form the distal radioulnar joint. Two movements: pronation and supination. Pronation by pronator teres, supination by supinator and biceps. Okay, understand this joint?
Yeah.
Then you have the wrist joint. Wrist joint is a synovial joint with condyloid variety. What are the articular ends? The radius, distal end, and two carpal bones: scaphoid and lunate. The ulna does not articulate in the wrist joint. Okay, so here also four ligaments: anterior, posterior, medial, and lateral. Radiocarpal ligaments. Medial also called ulnar collateral ligament, lateral also called radial collateral ligament. Movement: flexion, extension, adduction, and abduction. Okay, so this is the wrist joint. Then also you have intercarpal joint, and between the carpal and metacarpal, carpo-metacarpal joint. Carpo-metacarpal joint of the thumb. Okay. And between metacarpal and phalanges, metacarpophalangeal joint. Between the phalanges, you have the interphalangeal joint, proximal, middle, and distal. Understand? Main shoulder joint, elbow joint. Okay. Understand?
Okay.